Hi everyone, this is Deb Kim and welcome to my channel. Today I want to share some things about Boomer, my super red dragon flowerhorn. First I want to share with you how I set up his aquarium, why it's set up like this, and why it's so different from other fish aquariums. And the second thing is I want to share with you how to understand your flowerhorn. They talk to you, believe me. Boomer talks to me all the time, and I have become very attuned to what he's telling me. And I want to share this with you so that you'll be able to understand what your flowerhorn is telling you. So please stay tuned. Here's Boomer, my handsome super red dragon flowerhorn, in his 75-gallon home. Originally, he was in a 60-gallon aquarium, but I decided to upgrade him to a 75-gallon. It's really the best size for a single flowerhorn. I painted it, and that was pretty much it. He did not get substrate or rocks or driftwood or anything else he could hurt himself on. The reason for this is flowerhorns are clumsy and often bang into things. Their cock is made up of fatty tissue and does not have the protection of scales. It's no wonder that they injure themselves with this big ball on their head. Can you imagine how awkward that would be? I gave him a bubbler. He likes to swim through the bubbles, and they also add a little focal point other than Boomer, the star of the tank. I then used tubing clips and secured the pothos shoots to the glass bottom, giving him something to enjoy and maybe a little bit of a jungle look. As you can see, the pothos are doing very well and have numerous roots developing. I also tossed in a few of those flat glass marbles. He likes to push them around on occasion. Like I said, this tank looks different than any of my other tanks. But you know what? So does Boomer. He's different from any other fish as well. Because of this, the requirements that are necessary to keep him safe and happy are different from the requirements of other fish as well. We have no reference point to go by, as these fish do not have a natural habitat that we can mimic. So we learn to provide them with what they need through trial and error. First off, flowerhorns are very expressive and interactive. Boomer actually talks to me using his nuchal or cock. I know that sounds really strange. Believe me, but it intrigues me to no end. When I first got Boomer, he was quite a bit smaller, including his nuchal. That first weekend I had him, we had to go away. Now, just overnight, mind you. I figured Boomer would be fine for the night. When I got back, I could clearly see his cock had shrunk. In fact, it looked more like a crumpled up pop can. I was devastating, thinking something was seriously wrong. As it turned out, he didn't like being left alone with no food and no lights for a whole 24 hours. Within a day of feeding and interacting with him, I could already see changes in his cock. It did take about a week for it to be back to normal. This really blew me away. About 2 weeks later, I noticed Boomer's cock was again not as full as it normally is. I knew this to mean something was wrong, or Boomer wasn't happy. Checking his tank and everything, I felt his water. It was quite cool for him. He likes an 85 to 86 degree bathtub to live in. Well, I checked the temperature, and sure enough, it was only showing at about 80 degrees. Checking the heaters, one was unplugged. I'm not sure how that happened, but I plugged it in, and by the next morning, Boomer's cock was back to normal. So this was the second time he indicated to me that he wasn't happy. How extraordinary is this guy? Because of the locale of his tank by the window, he does get a bit of algae buildup between water changes. Well, I thought maybe it would be a good idea to add a pleco to help with that issue. He sure did a great job. Within a couple days, all the algae was gone. I really liked that. But watching Boomer, I knew right away he was talking to me. He would stare at that pleco almost to the point that I could envision his hands on his hips. He did not like that pleco at all. Over the next few days, Boomer's cock started shrinking again. What an incredible fish. He was telling me he does not want a roommate. Hubby and I laughed because he is so obvious. I removed the pleco, and again Boomer and his cock were back to full glory within a week. And all was right with the world. This all seems funny, I'm sure, almost unbelievable. But trust me, these fish are exceptional in every way. All species of fish have a way of showing us signs that they aren't well or happy. So why not Boomer? He just has a very clear way of showing us. Recognizing these signals develop over time. When you've had fish for years, you get to know what to look for. This all comes with experience. Often when I see flowerhorns in videos or in stores, their nuchal isn't smooth and round as it should be. This is a clear indication that something isn't right. It could be very simple. I find the sooner I figure out the problem, the sooner Boomer returns to normal. Also, the more serious the problem is, directly affects how much his nuchal changes. I can't say enough how much fun it is to have a flowerhorn. Boomer certainly keeps me on my toes. So until next time, this is Deb Tim signing out. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. I hope this message on this video really made some sense to you, and I hope you'll really take into account every little signal your flowerhorn is giving you, because believe me, he is talking to you. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.